payroll. And in fact, if you do not get a TRAN early on in July, there's some estimates that you will not have cash flow or enough funds to carry the budget through the first quarter of next fiscal year. So this is a very important step.
There are 1,600 positions that are eliminated. And my recollection is the total dollar amount associated with that is about $80.66 million. Anywhere between 308 and 400 of those are filled. It is correct there's some discrepancy about the lists, and one of the instructions is to work out those discrepancies and make sure that there's a solid list. So essentially what is before you today is launching a process that will take several months to actually lay off some positions that are filled. And I will say that I don't, and I know Ray doesn't make this recommendation lightly. I can see no scenario, including a retirement package, that would avoid laying off these positions, that would avoid eliminating these 1,600 positions, 400 of which are filled. I see no scenario in which this wouldn't have to happen.
Ray?
I think I'd like to echo those comments that Jared just made. No matter what happens, given the shared sacrifice responsibility that, as you well know, totals $230 million on the general fund side, plus another 57 or so on special fund, and these 1,600 positions are most likely will be gone. This is only the first step. As you know, we have a problem this year. It's not going to get better in 2010-11 and onward. The picture is not very bright at this point.
I think over the next 2 years, as we deal with the pension issues and the funding for our employee pensions and our ongoing revenue, either loss or no growth in revenue, as long as our cost structure stays the same, we cannot sustain it. And since 80% of our costs are personnel costs, it's logical that a large number of positions will need to be eliminated over this period of time in order to stay within revenue.
Some union leadership feel that 2,300 retirements, early retirements, incented retirements would solve this whole problem, and that layoffs would not necessarily have to happen. True or false?
From what we're seeing now, and again, when your budget committee report comes forward to you, I think this will be a lot clearer. But from what we're seeing now, even if there were an early retirement package that eliminated 2,600 positions, there are still a great deal more positions that are going to be eliminated. I mean, the bottom line is the only way that we're going to reduce you can only reduce your salary costs in two ways. You either reduce the number of people you have, or you reduce what you pay them. All of the civilian MOUs are in place. All of them have the COLAs in place. Any reduction in salaries is obviously subject to negotiation with the unions. So the only option before you today is reducing the number of positions. And it's a long process and it's a painful process, but if it does not start now, the 2011 budget is going to be virtually unsolvable. So my only point is that even if there is a retirement package of which 2,300 employees take advantage, that still does not sufficiently reduce our payroll. So yes, it's exactly those issues. Is it reduction in salaries? Is it whatever else, being creative that folks can come up with to reduce our payroll? But at the end of the day, we either have to reduce the payroll or reduce the number of positions.
Okay.